Warning, the following story comes from an ex-military whistleblower and will change everything you thought you knew about tinnitus. Your full attention is vital. Not long ago, a silent epidemic of tinnitus plagued soldiers globally. Beyond the military, men and women of all ages reported sudden, unexplainable buzzing and hissing sounds. Some teetered on the edge of losing their minds, others endured episodes of ear bleeding, and a few lost their hearing in mere days. The cause remained a mystery, and conventional solutions proved futile. The government made it a top priority to figure out a way to treat all these tinnitus cases, and they assembled a team of 40 of the best brain surgeons, sound therapists, and Nobel-winning specialists from advanced research centers like the Kresge Hearing Research Institute, Columbus University, Stanford, and Oxford, with one very important mission: to figure out a quick and effective way to treat and silence tinnitus once and for all. What they found out would change everything we knew about tinnitus forever. As it turns out, the one true cause of all those high-pitched ringing and screeching noises, and even headaches, insomnia, memory loss, is in fact a group of small blood vessel knots called vascular loops, coiling right now like a snake around your auditory cortex, and prevent your brain from normally processing sound waves, causing it to fabricate ringing and buzzing sounds. Left untreated, scientists warn this could lead to an unexpected ear bleeding and pain, total hearing loss, or even deadly brain tumors. That's why wasting thousands of dollars on side effect-filled drugs, expensive hearing aids, painful surgeries, or ineffective Amazon supplements will never ever address the true cause of your tinnitus issues or constant hearing problems. Fortunately, you can prevent all of this from happening to you too, thanks to a breakthrough protocol initially available only for the military, which can undo the dangerous vascular loops, reset your hearing system, stop your brain from fabricating phantom ringing sounds, and help you finally achieve perfect silence day and night. Moreover, this powerful solution is scientifically proven to work fast and safely, whether you're young or old, suffering from occasional mild ear humming, or even if you've been struggling with extreme loud ringing for years or even decades. That's why it's already been used successfully by 74,385 people and counting, including musicians, doctors, veterans, politicians, and even Hollywood celebrities. And every day, thousands of people all across the world who were once like you can fully vouch that this really works. People like Jenny M. of Richfield, Utah, who says,
Last 2 years, I've been to over 6 or 7 doctors who never really believed I had tinnitus, but now it's like I have a new set of ears or something. The clicking and whooshing are gone. Something a couple months ago I couldn't even have dreamed of. And let me tell you, it's an incredible feeling. I close my eyes and there's sweet silence. This is all I ever wanted.
Or James F. from Norwich, New York, who says,
Please, don't do what I did. After I paid $4,000 on some sort of high-tech noise-canceling hearing aids, my ringing actually got worse. I said, this is it. I have to live with my tinnitus and that's that. But then I found out about this completely by accident. And let me tell you, soon after, my whole life changed. My painful hissing is now gone. My headaches, they're gone too. And now I can sleep all night and hear anyone crystal clear. If you want your life back, I cannot recommend this highly enough.
Many hearing and brain experts are also completely thrilled by this extraordinary discovery. Here's what Professor Nicholas Farnsworth has to say.
This is a truly remarkable breakthrough. As a researcher, it's in my job description to be highly skeptical, but after multiple independent reviews of the scientific evidence presented, I must say that everything checks out. I strongly recommend this to everyone who is serious about fighting this dreadful affliction.
The stories of these ex-tinnitus sufferers could be your story. And today I am going to present to you all of the scientific evidence and answer the most burning questions that anyone suffering from tinnitus might have. Is tinnitus really life-threatening, and will it make me deaf? What is the fastest way that I can finally get rid of my ear ringing? What should I immediately ask my doctor if I want to avoid a $70,000 ear surgery? And last but not least, what is the crucial mistake 99% of tinnitus sufferers make? And how to stop the doctors from drilling a $70,000 hole in your head to barely minimize your ringing. But that's not all. I know that tinnitus, and especially tinnitus spikes, are a real nightmare for you. That's why, in the next few minutes, I will share a very effective solution that you can try right away, which can help you silence your ringing symptoms in less than 30 seconds, just by using your hands. And that's just for starters, as the exclusive long-term tinnitus solution you're about to discover will also improve your overall hearing, rejuvenate your brain, and finally undo all the damage and mental suffering caused by tinnitus, adding many healthy years to your life. And I promise you this, you're going to feel the difference right away. And you'll wish you'd used this simple and natural solution years ago. And just imagine the difference this could make. No more screeching, whooshing, roaring, pulsing, or hissing. You could finally have a normal life again. Imagine sleeping better through the night and waking up refreshed like a newborn. Imagine no more painful throbbing inside the ear or headaches. Imagine going outside, to work, shopping, or just for a cup of coffee and actually hear what's going on around you, like a normal person. How does that sound? But I have to warn you, if you've suffered from tinnitus for more than 3 months, you need to take action now. Otherwise, your tinnitus problems will spiral out of control to the point of no return. The buzzing you're hearing right now, the constant risk of going deaf, or embarrassing yourself when you talk to others. These are not problems that just go away on their own. As someone who used to think that tinnitus is just some annoying ear ringing, I can tell you this: the longer you wait to deal with these problems, the worse they'll get. I'm talking about sudden ear bleeding, complete hearing loss in one or both ears, or the inability to sleep, sometimes for days because of the painful ringing. Now, if you're a little skeptical about all of this, I completely understand. But I'm willing to stake everything that's dear to me that starting today, you will finally put an end to that horrible ringing and change your life for the better. Hello, my name is Helen Whitmore, and if my unusual story will make you cry, I want to apologize. Because this is not about me. It's about you. You see, I was born and raised in a small Georgia town, happily married for over 30 years, until one day everything changed. My husband suddenly passed away, tormented by a terrible disease. My daughter blamed me for his untimely departure, and we've hardly spoken since then. I was all alone. A void was growing in my soul, so I joined the local church choir. But one day, the worst fear of anyone suffering from tinnitus came true. The church was packed and we were singing Amazing Grace. Suddenly, a sharp pain coming out of nowhere pierced my ears, followed by a painful, high-pitched ringing noise, scratching like a rabid dog inside my head. Everybody was staring at me, shouting, "Your ears! Your ears are bleeding!" Well, I was terrified. What was happening to me? With everything spinning around me, I rushed home. Thank God, soon the bleeding stopped. But the ringing and the pain were still there. Right then and there, it hit me. That ringing, it was not just a simple sound. It was more than that. My life was in danger and my body was screaming for help. I didn't know where to go, who to ask for help. I felt abandoned and confused. My friends told me it was probably an ear infection. Others simply stared at me as if I was some kind of freak. What could I do? The very next day, despite my paralyzing fear of doctors, I summoned the courage to visit the top ear specialist in town. He had me go through over 17 exhausting hearing tests, poking things in my ears, doing brain scans, and so on. "I've never seen anything like this," he said. I was so afraid. What was he talking about? Then he told me, "You have tinnitus." Now, I must confess, the other 3 doctors that I'd visited in the past told me that tinnitus was just some ear ringing and that I must be brave and try to live with it. So, as much as I could, I tried to ignore it or mask it when the ringing got louder. And this was my biggest mistake. Because you see, what he told me next hit me like a bolt of terror. He told me it wasn't just a mild form of tinnitus, but an extreme and unusual complication, which could hit anyone suffering from ear ringing all of a sudden: hemotympanum tinnitus. And if you're wondering what's going on inside your ears right now, or what could happen to you, I am sure this will open up your eyes. As he took a small camera and inserted it through my ear canal, I could finally see the horrible damage done by the ringing inside my head. I had less than a month before I would lose my hearing completely. My whole world shattered right then and there. The doctor told me I had just 2 options. Either cut my auditory nerves, which would make me deaf, but hopefully stop the bleeding and ringing, or undergo a risky $70,000 surgery with only a 1 in 5 chance of success, which would not stop the ringing completely, but would at least save around 20% of my hearing. I was stuck. What would you have done in my place? Can you imagine yourself living deaf? Because I can't. How could I live without hearing my daughter's voice? How could I live without listening to my favorite music or the radio or the TV? How could I live a normal social life? I begged the doctor. Please, there must be something you can do for me. Of course, he did what every other doctor does. He gave me some meds and sent me home to think about the 2 options he'd given me. I was so furious. I was so angry. I couldn't shake the feeling that the good doctor was more interested in taking my money than actually helping me. And I was right. Those meds he prescribed turned out to be a total disaster. My eyes began to hurt, and I always felt a bitter, metallic taste in my mouth. My blood sugar was spiking no matter what, and I even gained a few pounds. And the ringing and buzzing was now 10 times worse. I was desperate to find a solution, so I began looking for alternatives. Sound therapy, 0 results. Hearing aids, $2,000 down the drain. I even tried that $4,000 electrical stimulation device that everybody's praising nowadays. Did it work? Of course it didn't. I almost lost all my savings, and it was all for nothing. I felt so frustrated. By now, it was crystal clear to me that I alone couldn't change things. I desperately needed help, and I needed it fast. So I prayed to God with all my heart and asked for some sort of way forward. And God, well, God answered my prayers. One day, Father John, the head priest at my church, paid me an unexpected visit. He was the only one who understood what I was going through. And not only that, but he also put me on the path that would silence my tinnitus and end all of my problems once and for all. And I'm 100% sure that his solution would work for you as well. You see, after I poured my heart out, Father John told me about Dr. M, an Israeli ex-military doctor and priest that he met during a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. I can't reveal his full name for reasons you'll discover in the next few minutes, but according to Father John, Dr. M was part of a highly specialized elite medical team that worked on cutting-edge, rapid, and effective solutions for the Israeli military, including tinnitus. Father John called him on the spot and connected us. My unusual case of bleeding tinnitus intrigued him, so he agreed to see me at his state-of-the-art medical clinic in Jerusalem. I know exactly how to treat your tinnitus. All your problems will be gone in no time, he said. His promise was bold, but I had to take that chance. I couldn't risk a $70,000 risky surgery or remain deaf for the rest of my life. This was my very last hope of ending my tinnitus nightmare. And let me tell you this, that single decision changed my entire life in a way I never thought possible. And not just my life, but the life of thousands of other tinnitus sufferers who now finally enjoy their days in peace and quiet. After an exhausting 16-hour flight, I finally arrived at Dr. M's office. I was so thrilled and curious to meet him. He had over 30 years of medical experience and had helped create new solutions for chronic migraines, hearing loss, and memory problems for the military. Very expensive and exclusive solutions which not even the U.S. Army has access to, let alone us regular folks. As I was trying to listen to him, the buzzing got so loud I nearly fainted. "Oh no, my ears will bleed again," I said to myself, and I began to cry. But then, the doctor took my hand and told me, "Here's something which can help you silence your ringing symptoms in less than 30 seconds. All you have to do is use your hands." Here's how it works. First, place both of your thumbs under the ridge of the back of your skull. Next, move them up vigorously 10 times. Then, repeat the motion again 10 times, but faster. Then, 10 more times, but slower. Lastly, go fast again 10 more times. That's it. This is just one of the easy remedies Dr. M told me I could use in case of an emergency to stop a tinnitus spike and get some well-deserved silence. Don't worry if you didn't get the full exercise now. I will share the video again for you later on, together with a couple of even more effective exercises that you can use to control your ringing and silence tinnitus on the spot and stop a possible ear bleeding episode. Of course, as Dr. M predicted, the ringing, the buzzing, the splitting headache, the throbbing ear pain, all gone in less than a minute. I was at a complete loss for words. What trick is this? I thought to myself. But this made me even more curious to see what the good doctor would do next. After seeing my medical file, he said something that shocked me to the core. Until now, you had zero chance of treating your tinnitus. That's because 99% of the doctors in the world have absolutely no idea what causes tinnitus or how to treat it. And I will prove it to you. He began telling me that not long ago, there was a silent epidemic of tinnitus among army soldiers. This was happening all over the world, and not just with the military. More and more men and women of all ages began reporting sudden, unexplainable buzzing and hissing sounds. Some were close to completely losing their minds. Some experienced sudden ear bleeding episodes, and some completely lost their hearing in the span of just a few days. Nobody really knew what was causing this, and none of the conventional so-called solutions really worked. The costs of losing highly trained soldiers because of ear ringing were astronomical. Between $6 to $11 million just for a fighter pilot. The government made it a top priority to figure out a way to treat all these tinnitus cases. And so, they assembled a team of 40 of the best brain surgeons, sound therapists, and hearing specialists in the world, from advanced research centers like the Kresge Hearing Research Institute, the Inner Ear Research Laboratory, Columbus University, Stanford, Oxford, and Nobel-winning specialists from Switzerland and Japan, with one very important mission: to figure out a quick and effective way to treat and silence tinnitus once and for all. Dr. M was the head researcher of this one-of-a-kind team. So, for the next 17 months, they poured through mountains of existing research, experimented with new drugs, and even created new types of tinnitus detection tests just to answer two very important questions: what causes tinnitus in the first place, and how to effectively treat it. What they found out would change everything we knew about tinnitus forever. All the old tinnitus science was dead wrong. Tinnitus wasn't simply a result of being around loud noises, or experiencing head trauma, or faulty genetics, or a weird side effect of medicine. Of course, all these may play a small part, but as crazy as it may sound, there was something else going on behind the scenes. Something more complex and disturbing, which was causing ear ringing. But what? For the first time ever, scientists discovered that as you age, your entire hearing system, that is your ears, your brain, and especially your auditory cortex, goes through a series of very complex and very delicate changes, and basically starts to rewire itself from the inside out, like the pieces of a puzzle which begin to self-rearrange. It all begins with the tiny hair cells in the ears, which are essential for capturing sound waves. According to the CDC, the average person is born with around 16,000 ear hair cells. That's a very, very small amount. But as you age, these ear hair cells start to die off at a very, very rapid rate. Now, the bad news is that these hair cells don't grow back once they're gone. The result? your hearing becomes less accurate. So what does all this have to do with tinnitus? Well, as soon as your brain realizes your hearing isn't as good as it used to be, it tries to adapt by changing how it handles sound. Dr. M called this the auditory reconfiguration. It's kind of like viewing a low-quality image on your phone. If you try to make the picture bigger by zooming in, the quality gets even worse. The image becomes blurry and hard to see. Well, your brain is doing the same thing with sound. It's zooming in to try to make the sounds clearer. That's its own way of adapting. But here's the breakthrough discovery. Your brain usually does a good job of adapting, but the neuroscientists found that for about 1 in 3 people, the brain's efforts to adapt backfire. How? Normally, your nervous system and blood vessels play major roles in helping you hear. Think of them like teammates passing a basketball to each other. Your nerves pick up the sounds, kind of like a microphone, and send those sounds to your brain, while your blood vessels supply blood to your nerves, which gives them the energy to work properly. But for some people, as the brain tries to adapt to reduced hearing, it starts to entangle your blood vessels and nervous system, kind of like teammates in a basketball game tripping over each other. And this creates a messy situation called vascular loops. As proven by a very important yet little-known study coming from the School of Medicine, Keio University, Tokyo, Japan, these vascular loops put a lot of pressure on the auditory cortex, the part of the brain responsible for processing sound. Think of these vascular loops like knots tied tightly around a garden hose, blocking the flow of water. In the same way, they literally choke the auditory nerve, making it hard for it to get the nutrients it needs to work right. As a result, the brain simply cannot process sound waves correctly anymore, and it begins to fabricate its own sounds: clicking, hissing, buzzing, tinnitus. But these fabricated noises are like an alarm bell. They warn you that something is not right with your hearing system and that your auditory nerve is being starved of essential nutrients. That's what tinnitus is at a fundamental level: an internal alarm blaring, warning you that vascular loops are clogging up your auditory nerve. Now, how do you know if you have any vascular loops and what's causing them? Well, that's very simple. If you've experienced any unexplained buzzing, roaring, hissing, or ticking sounds in the last 6 months, there is a 99.9% chance that at least one vascular loop is plaguing you right now. But get this, recent research published in the National Library of Medicine has proven that because your ear hair cells and blood vessels are very delicate, there are a lot of factors which can make these vascular loops even more dangerous. Things like small ear infections, sinus problems, or even untreated cavities and broken teeth can make the situation a million times worse. Even type 2 diabetes or a few extra pounds can add even more stress to the auditory cortex, further causing even more vascular loops. Then, Dr. M told me about something mind-blowing about tinnitus. The ear ringing is just the tip of the iceberg. These vascular loops are like a ticking time bomb inside your head, one that could go off at any moment, leaving you with much more serious problems, like complete hearing loss, or even the loss of smell and therefore taste as well. That's because the areas in your brain that handle hearing and smell are very close to each other. What's more, this can also interfere with your mental sharpness, accelerating memory loss and other deadly brain afflictions. Dr. M made it very clear to me that this scary scenario is 97% probable in all of the cases. Not just a matter of if, but a matter of when. Finally, I had a valid explanation for my tinnitus: vascular loops, starving up my entire auditory system and causing my brain to fabricate those buzzing and ringing sounds. Now, I had one last important question to ask. Is there an easy way to undo all this damage? The doc told me the solution to all tinnitus-related problems is mind-blowingly easy, despite what the so-called experts want you to think. And there's just one simple thing that you need to do: untangle the vascular loops, the knots that are squeezing your auditory nerves. Once those knots are gone, there will be no more pressure on your auditory cortex. This would finally allow important nutrients to get to your ear's nerve cells without any trouble. Your brain will not be forced anymore to fabricate phantom buzzing and ringing, and you will achieve pure silence. It's as easy as switching off a radio with bad reception. Now, I'm quite embarrassed to say this, but I couldn't hold back the flood of tears. Sweet silence and relief. This was all I ever wanted. All this sounded too good to be true, but it also seemed like it might be tough to do. I mean, untangling those vascular loops sounded like it would need some serious surgery, and that worried me. But Dr. M was quick to calm me down. He explained that after more than 2 years of research, he and his team came up with a special, exclusive, and top-secret formula that could effectively untangle the vascular loops and therefore silence tinnitus without any surgery at all. This formula was a true work of art. For example, one of the ingredients inside is a very rare extract from a herb that's located in the northeastern slopes of Greenland. Research in the National Library of Medicine shows that this herb improves blood flow to the auditory cortex and eases the squeezing effect of the vascular loops. When that squeezing effect is reduced, the annoying buzzing and ringing in your ears from tinnitus begins to fade away, and a swift calm settles in. They also discovered another rare and expensive compound, which, according to the Journal of Physiological Anthropology, can silence even the most severe cases of ringing and whooshing on the spot. Why? Because it has the crucial ability to help deliver essential nutrients in your blood directly to the part of your brain responsible for your hearing. The unique formula also contains a rare flower that's located deep in the valleys of Honduras, one that has the ability to stabilize the brain's activity, reduce anxiety, and promote feelings of calm, all of which help to stop the constant loop of anxiety, frustration, and overthinking that tinnitus is known to trigger. This is just a small part of the tinnitus silencing formula used by the military to banish tinnitus once and for all, and the results were absolutely mind-blowing. Everybody who used it reported a significant reduction in the intensity of tinnitus, saying that they could now enjoy quieter moments without the constant ringing or buzzing sounds. They also experienced improved sleep quality and enhanced concentration and focus in their daily activities. But there was just one problem. This unique tinnitus formula was restricted only for the military special forces. But why are you telling me all of this, I wondered, considering how confidential the information seemed. Then, the good doctor told me something which restored my faith in humanity. He explained that, as a doctor and a priest, he had always been conflicted about keeping such a life-changing remedy a secret. But now that he had been out of the service for a while, he felt it was time to take a risk and share with the world this valuable information. Moreover, despite looking so vigorous and healthy on the outside, he told me he had an autoimmune disease, a serious one, which meant he only had a few months left. Once he died, the tinnitus silencing formula would probably be buried and kept secret forever. So this was his last chance to do one last good deed before leaving this world. A couple of days later, the doc called me back to his lab to try his formula. Finally, it was time for me to experience the relief I dreamed about since tinnitus began to plague me. What happened next genuinely turned my life around. At first, everything was still the same. I still had the same annoying noise in my ears. He told me to have a little patience, and sooner than I could ever dream, my waiting paid off. I noticed the buzzing sound in my ears had gotten a little quieter. On a scale of 1 to 10, now it was more like an 8. It was a promising start. And as I kept using the formula, the buzzing significantly decreased, from 8 to 7, then to 4, then to 1, until eventually, it was really gone. The ringing, the buzzing, the pulsating, throbbing and humming, the headaches, the brain fog, the insomnia, all gone. I could finally have conversations without straining to hear over the ringing. I could finally drift off to sleep without the need for background noise to drown out the tinnitus. I could finally wake up feeling rested without the harsh greeting of buzzing in my ears. I finally had my life back. I can't really describe this feeling, but if you're suffering from tinnitus, you have got to experience this for yourself. It was pure bliss. Moreover, I managed to avoid that $70,000 dangerous surgery which could have left me deaf forever. I couldn't wait to fly back to America, share my testimony in church, and get back to singing in the choir. But as I thought about my journey, I realized there were so many others out there suffering like I had been. People who were losing sleep, spending money on risky solutions, or even getting hooked on meds like Valium or Xanax that might hurt them in the long run. It hit me. maybe it was my duty to help these people get access to this miracle formula. So I scheduled another meeting with Dr. M and asked him about the possibility of releasing the formula to the public. Of course, he agreed, but on one condition. He said, before we go public, let's do one more test. We know it worked for you and for special military units, but we must be absolutely sure it works just as well for everybody else. That was the plan. So I put out a call on tinnitus forums and support groups, inviting people to join a trial for this natural tinnitus relief formula. And in less than a week, we had 832 volunteers from all walks of life. People who'd been dealing with the ringing noise in their ears for years were eager to try something new. These were moms who found it hard to focus on their kids due to tinnitus, workers who had trouble doing their jobs, and seniors who just wanted some peace and quiet, who wanted to escape the clutches of tinnitus. Every single one of them was hoping for a big change. Soon, the results of the test came back. Did the formula work? It worked perfectly. All 832 people reported their ringing was gone. And it wasn't just that. Everybody was happier, more focused, and more present in their daily lives. Before we knew it, thank you messages started pouring in. Calls, emails, even handwritten letters. People from all over, America, Canada, the UK, Australia, all telling us how this formula had given them a new lease on life. At that point, Dr. M and I knew we had to share this with the world, so we got to work. We spent another 6 months finding the best way to make this formula available to everyone. We worked with expert herbalists to find top quality ingredients and mix them in just the right way. When we got the first batch ready, we tested it again and again and again to make absolutely sure it was not just good, but perfect. And the results were even better than we expected. That's when we knew we had a real solution for tinnitus that was natural, fast, highly effective, and proven to work for everyone. And we've called it Vitacom, the only 21st century complete tinnitus fighting formulation based on a top secret military formula, designed to safely and effectively address not only the real cause of ear ringing, but also the damage caused by it to your brain, to your hearing, and to your overall health and mental well-being. This completely natural solution has already transformed the health and lives of over 74,000 people so far, and it will achieve the same spectacular results for you too. I am 100% sure of this. But don't take it from me. Here are just a few of the life-changing results experienced by men and women across the world after using Vitacom. Here's what John F. from Pasadena, Texas has to say about his experience with Vitacom.
I only have this to say. It works like a charm. No more ringing, no more buzzing, all quiet. Now I sleep all night and go about my day like a normal person. It's just the best.
And here's what Mary Jane from Findlay, Ohio says.
For years, I had this intense ringing like a fire alarm sounding off right in my eardrum. Not anymore. It's been ages since my last tinnitus spike. And let me tell you, it's incredible. This works better than I expected. Even when I'm stressed or tired, it's just great. I truly hope my message will help others get back their normal life.
Or here's what Carrie from Naples, Florida says.
I have suffered from both hearing loss and tinnitus for the past 2 years due to noise exposure. Doctors told me that my left ear would be deaf no matter what. Fortunately, I found out about this new solution right in time, and guess what? Now my hearing is perfect in both ears. Thank you so much.
These are just a few of the thousands of folks whose lives were completely changed by Vitacom, and thousands of others can vouch that this really works. Why? Because this powerful solution succeeded where medication or surgery had failed for decades. Unfortunately, not many folks know about this new tinnitus fighting solution, so you can consider yourself lucky, because now you have one chance and one chance only to finally put an end to your tinnitus nightmare and truly change your life. How can you do that? Very simple. Here's exactly what Vitacom can do for you. With the help of Dr. M, we've enhanced the original formula used by the military and designed it to work in 3 very distinct stages. This way, we wanted to be absolutely sure it works for anybody, no matter how serious their ear ringing is. The first stage tackles the real cause of your tinnitus by untangling the vascular loop, strangling your auditory cortex. This is a must if you want to get rid of your tinnitus and make sure it stays gone once and for all. There's only one single solution: untangle the vascular loops. Once you do this, 3 very important things will happen. Number 1, your hearing system will reset and will function normally once again. Number 2, your brain will stop fabricating phantom ringing sounds. Number 3, you will finally achieve perfect silence. This is extremely easy to do without any $70,000 risky ear surgeries, useless drugs, or guessing. And it's all thanks to one incredible tinnitus-fighting compound that's been shown by the Journal of Pulmonary Circulation to be highly effective at treating tinnitus. So what's this incredible compound called? It's called salidroside, a powerful and unique natural compound extracted from the rhodiola plant. Here's how it works. Salidroside helps blood flow better and brings more oxygen and essential nutrients to important areas like the auditory cortex, the brain's hearing center. By doing this, salidroside reduces the squeezing effect that vascular loops have on the auditory cortex, like untangling a knot. With less pressure on it, the auditory cortex's cells stay healthier, and the ringing or buzzing sounds stop. So you can finally enjoy the sweet sound of silence again. That's why Vitacom, as per Dr. M's unique formula, contains the perfect amount of salidroside to untangle your vascular loops and stop tinnitus. But that's not all. Everybody has their own type of tinnitus. So, to make the untangling process even more powerful, effective, and fast-acting, we've also added 3 more exclusive ingredients. A special type of magnolia, which contains honokio, a powerful compound which boosts your body's blood circulation, according to research published in the National Library of Medicine. Next, we've added L-theanine to make sure that all the vital nutrients travel through your blood to important areas, including your auditory cortex. And last but not least, we've added passion flower to help stabilize the normal activity of your brain. This way, your brain will stop fabricating any ringing, buzzing, or other phantom noises, allowing you to feel calmer and more relaxed. Now, let's move to stage 2. Finally repair the seen and unseen damage caused by tinnitus. As you already know, tinnitus can spiral out of control quickly and without any warning. That's because tinnitus is like an injury. From a small hum, it can cause your ears to bleed, and it can mess with your sense of smell or memory, robbing you of your ability to think, learn, and remember. Thousands of tinnitus sufferers around the world told us they were absolutely terrified of this happening. That's why we went above and beyond to make this formula not just a weapon, but a powerful brain shield as well. To achieve just that, we've included only the very best science-backed brain-boosting ingredients, which can help your brain, your ears, and your entire auditory cortex repair themselves safely and naturally. First of all, we've added a powerful B vitamin complex. Not just 1 or 2 types of vitamin B, like you would find in lower grade formulas, but the complete set of 1 to 6. Thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B5, B6, and biotin. These hardworking vitamins really help protect your brain and are essential when it comes to undoing the damage caused by tinnitus. No wonder even famous Harvard nutritionist and brain expert Dr. Uma Naidu calls vitamin B the #1 vitamin to help keep your brain sharp. To further repair and undo any internal damage caused by tinnitus, we've added the 2 most important and powerful brain plants in Ayurvedic medicine, ashwagandha and brahmi, which are loaded with antioxidants and have fantastic anti-inflammatory and brain protective properties. Now it's time for the final and most important stage, stage 3. focused on one thing and one thing only: to bulletproof your hearing and your entire auditory system and make sure that once tinnitus is gone, it stays gone. Like Dr. M explained earlier, ear hair cells and blood vessels are very, very delicate, and unfortunately, vascular loops can reappear because of micro ear infections, sinus problems, untreated cavities, and other medical conditions. Fortunately, Vitacom contains only the best ingredients which can fortify, shield, and improve your entire auditory system. First of all, we've added chamomile, which has antifungal and antibacterial properties, which target infections and help reduce inflammation in the inner ear and the auditory cortex. Next, we've added a special group of ingredients designed to actually help improve your hearing, which is great because according to a chilling study coming from the Hearing Loss Association of America, 90% of people with tinnitus also suffer from hearing loss as well. That's why we've added a truly surprising ingredient. I'm talking about lutein. Now, as you may know, lutein is great when it comes to improving your eyesight, but did you know lutein is also found in your auditory cortex? That's why, as proven by a cutting-edge study coming from the University of Georgia, lutein is a true miracle worker when it comes to supporting 20/20 hearing as well. With the help of lutein, you can now support and improve both your hearing and your vision. I'd say that's a double win for you. The next surprising ingredient is magnesium, because when you add magnesium to your diet, your ear hair cells get a much needed infusion of energy, allowing them to do their job more effectively. Now, probably you won't hear a needle drop from a mile away, but when somebody whispers something behind your back, you'll catch every single word. And since 1 in 3 people are low in magnesium, there's no doubt that this ingredient will truly help you. Last but not least, to further help and support better hearing, we've added zinc. As you know, zinc is a metal, and though it might seem strange, your inner ear needs every bit it can get. Did you know that it has the highest percentage of zinc than anywhere else in your body? It's okay if you didn't know that. Not even many doctors know this. Yet several studies show that supplementing with zinc can greatly reduce tinnitus symptoms and quickly revive your hearing. One study found that people who took zinc improved their hearing by 20%. In another study, 52% of the people who took zinc saw a significant improvement in their symptoms. And a third study confirmed that zinc helps revitalize hearing by stopping your inner ear cells from dying. So there you have it: zinc, magnesium, lutein. 3 surprising but essential ingredients to revitalize and bulletproof your hearing. Now, most people might have been tempted to stop here. After all, silencing your tinnitus, undoing the long-term damage it has caused to your brain, and improving your hearing, well, these are no small feats to achieve, right? I beg to differ, because after all, once the ringing has stopped, what do you really want? I'd say peace of mind to deal with all the hardships of everyday life. No more anxiety or inexplicable sadness. A more lively, fresh take on how you see the world. Better mental focus and a sharper memory. In other words, to have a young mind and soul again. This is the very purpose of the final set of ingredients in Vitacom. Now, I don't personally know you, but I do know that you've been through a lot so far. Emotional stress can make tinnitus worse, and tinnitus can make you angry, sad, and depressed. But it doesn't have to be that way. Today, you can break this vicious cycle of ringing which fuels emotional pain, because Vitacom contains 9 grade A quality ingredients that will help you regain the peace, calm, and happiness you've been craving for so long. It all starts with GABA, which I like to call the golden brain nutrient, because it cranks up energy and keeps you calm, cool, and collected no matter how crazy things get. Next, we've got oat straw and hops, which works by easing depression, reducing stress, and decreasing anxiety. Lemon balm to relieve tension and pain. Hawthorn, which has great properties when it comes to supporting a healthy heart, and valerian and griffonia, 2 sacred plants which will gently help calm even your darkest thoughts, so that you will fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. But a healthy mind needs a healthy body as well, right? That's why we've added even more health-boosting ingredients, from sunny grease, devil's claw, which is like a personal small medicinal cabinet, fighting arthritis, back pain, heartburn, and even persistent headaches. And from the exotic island of Mauritius, we've added Mucuna pruriens, which optimizes blood sugar levels. And, well, I'm a bit embarrassed to say this, it also boosts your healthy sexual energy and libido. There you have it, the complete, unique formula behind Vitacom. How great does that sound? Up until now, getting these 26 compounds in laboratory-grade quality and this exact powerful formula was nearly impossible. However, now you can get them all in one place for a limited period of time. And let me tell you this, the changes you're about to experience will be nothing short of extraordinary. No more screeching, whooshing, roaring, pulsing, or hissing. You'll finally be able to do what you want and get back in control. Instead of letting tinnitus control your life, you don't have to suffer anymore, and today you can finally make a difference. And let me tell you this, you'll meet other tinnitus sufferers and you'll be able to share with them your story, how nobody believed your struggle and pain, and how you were able to finally defeat this snake coiling up your head and hissing in your ears. Imagine waking up and feeling excited about your day because now you can accomplish anything. Imagine feeling a surge of energy you haven't felt in years or even decades. And imagine the feeling you'll have when you know that every day from now on, you're dramatically reducing the risk of dangerous brain or hearing-related problems and feel mentally young and be fully functional for many years to come. Sounds like a dream? Yes, but only you can actually make this dream come true. All you have to do is take Vitacom once a day and witness the results. No toxic chemical drugs, no nonsense hearing aids, no useless hearing therapy or other ineffective solutions. It could not be any simpler. You may ask, this all sounds nice, but aren't there any other similar products out there which offer the same amazing benefits? The short answer is no. But don't take my word for it. You can go directly on Amazon right now and see how, in fact, 99% of the so-called tinnitus supplements out there are doing more harm than good to honest people like you. Do not order from these people. This is a horrible product that does not work. Did not relieve the ringing in my ears whatsoever. Doesn't work. Big waste of money. So I beg you, stop wasting your time, patience, and hard-earned money searching for ineffective solutions. This formula was developed after years of research conducted by 40 of the best brain surgeons and hearing specialists from around the world, rigorous testing, and selection of the best ingredients. So the next question you're probably asking is this: how much is Vitacom and how can I get it? Well, before I answer that, I want to make it extremely clear that you shouldn't be thinking of this as a cost at all, because there's something even more important than money, and you know it. I'm talking about protecting one of the most crucial senses of your body, your hearing and your inner silence, and one of the most important organs of your body, your brain and your sanity. Take care of these and you'll be also transforming every aspect of your health so you can get back to enjoying life again without additional worries, embarrassment, costs, or inconveniences. That's why I want you to think of this as the perfect investment in your long-term health, which is the most important investment you could ever make. In contrast, the decision to walk away and save money today will inevitably lead to more pain, excruciating ringing, possible complete hearing loss, and it will cost you tens of thousands of dollars too. Remember, if you don't make the right choice today, you could end up spending up to $3,000 every couple of months on dangerous and ineffective pills and solutions, or even $70,000 on a painful surgery. Who in their right mind would choose that? So the decision to invest a tiny amount today will not only transform your health and happiness, but it will also save you a colossal amount of money over the next 10, 20, 30 years or more. As my late father used to say, it's health that's real wealth. So please tell me, how much would you pay to know that, starting today, you can finally say goodbye to the nightmare caused by tinnitus? How much value do you place on your health? $1,000? $2,000? Whatever figure you have in your head, forget it, because this is not about the money. In fact, making money was literally the last thing on my mind when I convinced Dr. M to let me release this formula to the public. And even though many tinnitus patients said that they would have happily paid even $3,000 for a single bottle after experiencing the life-changing results for themselves, I'm not going to ask you for anything like that figure. Instead, For a strictly limited time, you can pick up Vitacom right now at the largest discount I will ever be able to offer, simply by choosing your money-saving package below. And here's the best part. You can really step up your savings big time when you choose to take advantage of our most popular 3-bottle discount package or our 6-bottle ultimate discount package, both of which will save you a ton of money on top of today's already special pricing. Remember, this is a severely discounted one-time offer that you will not have access to again once you leave this page. Therefore, in order to avoid future disappointment or price increases, be sure to pick up the multi-package discount at a huge savings today. So, which money-saving package should you choose? If you're absolutely serious about dramatically changing and improving your health, I recommend securing at the very least 3 bottles. This will allow your body to steadily untangle the vascular loops that are choking your auditory nerves. In turn, your auditory nerves will be able to receive the key nutrients they need to function, and this will allow you to finally return to a normal life, where silence is not a gift, but a given. But I'm sure you want more than that, because if you've suffered for more than 3 months from persistent ear ringing, spikes of pain, headaches, brain fog, or insomnia, and now you are truly committed to properly heal your brain and ear hair cells, if you don't want to keep living a life that feels more like a chore than joy, if you want to be independent for many years to come, you should consider taking advantage of our 6-bottle ultimate discount package to maximize savings. Even though Vitacom is very powerful and effective, honestly, there's no way for me to know how much your brain and hearing were affected by tinnitus. Usually, people think the damage is small, but in more than 80% of the cases, the situation is, in fact, desperate. Would you risk going completely deaf and downplay the gravity of your tinnitus? I know I wouldn't. Choosing the 6-bottle package also means that you'll take advantage of the huge savings off our regular price, and you'll be confident in knowing you always have enough of Vitacom to keep your brain and hearing in the best shape ever. So I strongly suggest you make the right investment for your health with confidence and make the correct choice by choosing your package now. That's it. It's a one-time payment. You get everything today. But before you take action, there's something else I want to make clear. If you're a little skeptical about whether this can really work for you, I completely understand. After all, maybe you've also tried a lot of solutions only to see no actual improvement whatsoever. So here's what I'm going to do. To prove to you that Vitacom works, and because I want as many people to get their hands on it while it's still available, I'm going to give you a 60-day risk-free money-back guarantee. This means you'll have a full 2 months to put Vitacom to the test. And if you don't see a dramatic improvement in your everyday life, if you don't experience the silence everyone else takes for granted, if you don't feel not just good, but fantastic, if you don't experience a feeling of well-being, peace, and calmness throughout the day, then simply email me at the address provided in the members area, and I will refund every single cent. No questions asked. This is my ironclad promise. 100% money-back refund, even if the container is completely empty. I mean, I can't say fairer than that, right? But a risk-free guarantee isn't all that you'll be getting, because I'm going to sweeten the deal even more. That's why I've set up something truly special. If you act right away and complete your order in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to give you a unique one-time offer: the Vitacom Limited VIP Upgrade, the all-in-one essential kit designed to improve and boost your health and keep you young and strong for years. With the Limited VIP Upgrade, you will receive the following exclusive VIP bonuses and benefits. The first one is called Silence at Your Fingertips, Ringing Fast Relief. It has a normal retail value of $197, but today with the VIP upgrade, you can get it for free. In it, you'll get access to 4 very effective techniques which you can use to control your ringing and silence tinnitus on the spot. These easy-to-do exercises are extremely useful, both in the early stages of your healing, but also later on if you want an extra tool to speed up your recovery even more. Simple, yet very powerful. The second exclusive bonus you'll receive is called Shortcut to Wellness, and has a normal retail value of $97. But again, you can get it completely free if you go for the VIP upgrade, which comes with the 3 and 6-bottle packages. How would you like to master the secret shortcut to more energy and mental power and unleash the best version of yourself? Shortcut to Wellness is the perfect solution for those who want to hack their mind and body with the use of modern technology and rapidly improve their quality of life. I guarantee this is like nothing you've ever tried. It's like traveling into the future and finding out everything about optimizing your life and body through the use of cutting-edge biology, research, and technology. Your third bonus is called Immunity Upgraded, the proven way to supercharging your entire body. It has a normal retail value of $97, but today you can get it for free as part of a limited VIP upgrade deal. And let me tell you this, you'll benefit so much by going through this exclusive guide, which contains the best expert recommendations on topics such as the best exercises you can add to your workout to boost your immune system, foods to adopt in your nutrition that will increase your intake of vital nutrients, over 50 additional resources that will deepen your knowledge and help you transform everything related to your health, and so much more. Both Shortcut to Wellness and Immunity Upgraded come with over 20 helpful videos that you can watch right away, so you can get more results in less time. Simple, effective, and very powerful. But that's not all. By popular demand, you'll also get the 2-step refresh ritual, how to cleanse, balance, and revitalize your body. Healthy hearing and a robust brain go hand in hand with a healthy body, and no genuine treatment can fully proceed in a toxic body environment. The 2-step refresh ritual guide can be used by anyone and can be done in an hour or less. And because it's so powerful and effective, you'll need to use it only once a month. I've been following this ritual for more than 6 months now, and let me tell you, I feel at least 20 years younger now. The 2-step refresh ritual has a normal retail value of $67, but you'll also get this for free if you go for the VIP upgrade. So let me quickly recap. For the small, one-time only investment that you see below, you will get instant access to your selected discounted package of Vitacom, plus the Ringing Fast Relief video exercises, Immunity Upgraded, and Shortcut to Wellness ebooks and video courses, and the quick and easy yet very powerful 2-step refresh ritual guide. All of them are worth well over $458. That's a really unbeatable tinnitus fighting, hearing, and complete well-being offer. And don't forget, your order is fully protected by my 60-day money-back guarantee, which means there is absolutely no risk on your part at all. So make your choice and click on the Buy Now button below and start your journey towards a life without ringing, painful buzzing, screeching, or roaring in the next 90 seconds. Of course, you can always choose the basic package. Some people do. But again, I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss out on all the great benefits and added protection for free and at no extra risk if you act now. And go for the exclusive Vitacom 3 or 6 bottle options, which also come with the exclusive bonuses worth over $458 alone. Like many others, I'm sure you will thank yourself later for doing the right thing. All you have to do is enter your payment details, place your order, and in a couple of short days from this moment, you'll get Vitacom discreetly delivered to your home. But act now. It's the only way to secure your package while supplies last. A word of warning though, I am not affiliated with Big Pharma. I'm just a lady in her golden years with a passion for helping people overcome their tinnitus. And I don't have their production facilities. That is why Vitacom comes in a very limited edition. And unfortunately, it won't reach everyone who needs it, because once we cannot make the formula as I have intended, I will personally discontinue the production. To protect myself, I will also discontinue the production if the Israeli government catches wind of this formula. And that moment may come any day now. So please, make your choice now and secure your Vitacom bottles. Right now, you have 2 options. Option number 1, you can choose to do exactly what the mainstream doctors want you to do and carry on taking useless meds, spend thousands of dollars on ineffective audio therapy, or plug dozens of hearing aids and noise-canceling contraptions into your ears, only to delay the inevitable, a $70,000 or more brain and ear surgery. Now, unless you are one of the lucky people who never get vascular loops, the harsh truth is this: if you don't do anything to stop it, your tinnitus problems will spiral out of control to the point of no return. The buzzing that you're hearing right now, the inability to hear clearly, the constant risk of going deaf, breath, or embarrassing yourself when you talk to others. These are not problems that just go away on their own. As a hearing and tinnitus researcher for so many decades, I can tell you this: the longer you wait to deal with these problems, the worse they get. I'm talking about complete hearing loss in one or both ears, and the inability to sleep sometimes for days because of the painful ringing, which can trigger a cascade of negative health consequences. Heart problems, years of memories simply gone in a few days, or even brain tumors. Doing nothing today will lead to a sure disaster. Is that really a risk you want to take for the sake of a few bucks? I'm not trying to scare you here. These are the very real risks of doing nothing. So please, I don't know you personally, but if you suffer from tinnitus, I share your pain. And I beg you to take the second option, the right option, and invest in a tiny one-time payment in Vitacom today. And put it to the test, completely risk-free for a full 60 days. I'm always impressed when people tell me, "Helen, I never believed I could return to a normal life and hear again better than in my teens." God bless you. That's when I knew I had done it right with Vitacom, because nobody deserves a life of pain and constant suffering. And this could very well be your chance to make it happen. Tens of thousands of people here in the US, in Canada, and all the way in the United Kingdom, or Australia and New Zealand, now share one important thing: silence. Sweet silence and peace of mind. And this is your only chance to join them. But time is running out, so I really urge you, take this opportunity to transform your life while you still can, and make the right decision now and choose your tinnitus fighting package. And remember, this special first-time customer offer is only available for a limited period of time, or until supplies run out. Just try one bottle of Vitacom right now. Get instant savings off the price of a single bottle and feel the effects for yourself. And don't forget, you will get significantly deeper discounts on larger packages. I take all the risk here, as you benefit from a full ironclad 60-day money-back guarantee. So please, make the right choice and finally start living your life the way you truly deserve. Healthy and without any more ringing in the ears. I look forward to hearing your success story very soon. Hey there! Looks like you still have a few questions about Vitacom. No worries, that's completely okay. I know that was a ton of information to take in. That's why I've put together some of the most common questions that people ask me. If Vitacom works so well, why didn't Big Pharma develop it themselves? That's a very good question, and I'm happy you asked. I've wondered the same thing myself. Sadly, the answer is simple. Vitacom is made of all natural ingredients that can't be turned into a drug. That means they can't be patented, which is exactly what Big Pharma doesn't want to hear. Drug companies are out to make the most money possible. That's why they'll never take on a project that can't fill their coffers with cold, hard cash. It's also why Big Pharma spends billions of dollars doing everything they can to make sure you never hear about the simple, natural solutions that you need to stay healthy. The second question is, does Vitacom really work? Vitacom is specially formulated to help your body fight tinnitus, revitalize your hearing, and boost your memory, focus, and thinking skills. And while we've seen people get some incredible results, we're all different. Some people see fantastic results faster. For others, it may take longer, depending on many factors such as age, metabolic rate, or other medical conditions. I suggest you try it out and then decide. You risk absolutely nothing. You've got 60 days to try out Vitacom and see if it's right for you. You either get significant relief from your tinnitus, revitalizing your hearing, enjoying more peace, calm, and happiness, and boosting your memory, focus, word recall, and thinking skills, or we'll give you your money back in full. Will my details be secure? Yes, I guarantee it. We use the same technology that the military and Amazon use, so you can be absolutely sure your information is safe and secure. How long will Vitacom be available for? The truth is, I really don't know. And even as we speak, our shelves empty out pretty fast. As I said, I cannot compete with Big Pharma's huge production facilities. That's because I am strongly against using useless fillers and untested ingredients. And the natural, powerful herbs, vitamins, and ingredients inside Vitacom are quite difficult to find in their purest form. So if you want a safe, proven way to get your silence back and live the life you deserve, act now before it's too late. Go ahead, choose your package. Click on the Buy Now button below and get started completely risk-free for a full 60 days.